Hi Scorpio, welcome to October. This is Teresa from Tarot by T. And before we get into your reading, I want to go over some of the astrology. So we have Mercury moving direct on October 2nd. Pluto, one of your ruling planets, moves direct on the 8th. October 9th, we have a full moon in Aries. Mercury moves into Libra on the 11th. Venus moves into your sign, Scorpio, on the 23rd. And Saturn goes direct in Aquarius. Then on October 25th, we have a new moon solar eclipse in your sign. And then Mars, your ruling planet, goes retrograde on October 30th. So we'll get into that later. Let's see what the cards say for Scorpio. What does Scorpio need to know about love and relationships for the month of October? What does Scorpio need to know about love and relationships for the month of October 2022? What is coming up for Scorpio? The Nine of Swords, the King of Wands, the Eight of Wands, the Six of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, the Temperance, the Three of Wands, the Strength card, the High Priestess, the Two of Pentacles, and the card at the bottom of the deck is the Queen of Pentacles. So you start the month out with the Nine of Swords. This is a card of worry. You're up at night thinking. You might be imagining all kinds of crazy scenarios. You're stuck in your head thinking of a lot of what ifs. Sometimes the Nine of Swords can represent feelings of guilt, worrying about what could go wrong. You're thinking, what if this happens? What if that happens? So you could be in the middle of kind of analysis paralysis. You're just weighing all these options, imagining worst case scenarios. You can't sleep. You're thinking constantly. Crossing you is the King of Wands. So this could be the person you're worrying about. It could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This person is the energy of the king. He's someone who's very outspoken, a good leader. Sometimes he can be a little bossy. But for the most part, he has a good heart and he means to help. He means well. But then he's on top of a sword. So he could display some of his negative characteristics. The negative characteristics of the King of Wands could be like someone who could be a bully at times, belligerent, stubborn, not willing to change, not open to change, a little bit my way and there is no highway kind of energy. So you could be a little bit concerned about a relationship this month, worried about what to do about it. The Eight of Wands is here in the recent past and the Six of Cups. So the Eight of Wands is about doors opening up, the arrows of love. This could have been a relationship where feelings came up suddenly. Maybe it's also a card of travel, journey by air. So you might have traveled together, or you might have heard news coming in. Maybe someone reached out to you, and it could have been suddenly. The Six of Cups is here, so it could be that someone, it's like reconnecting with someone from the past, and someone's offering you flowers. Someone's wanting to reconnect, maybe wanting to apologize, maybe wanting to reestablish a connection. And with the Six of Cups, that's a card about healing from the past. and learning lessons from the past because you don't want to repeat them, and moving onto the future, like wanting to create more harmony in the future and not repeating past mistakes. So if you had some kind of falling out with someone, maybe they're back and they're saying, this time it'll be different, I love you, and blah, blah, blah. And you're looking for security in a relationship. But you've also been looking at the past too. You don't want to make mistakes either. You don't want to repeat a past pattern. And maybe things are moving a little bit too quickly for you with the Eight of Wands. Sometimes the Eight of Wands means things happening quickly. A relationship is progressing at the speed of light. And you may want to slow things down. You may want to say, maybe you're worried about how fast things are moving. And you're saying, I want to slow things down. This is happening too quickly. I need to process this. I want to make sure that this is right for me before I commit to anything. The Wheel of Fortune is coming up in the future. So that's like things are changing. Sometimes it could be unexpected developments. So if you've been going through a difficult time, the wheel could change things, and now things are going to be getting better. If you were going through good times, the wheel could change things, and you're not sure how long it's going to last. But I'm not seeing, I don't think things are going to turn from good to bad. I feel like you're moving out of it. You just have to get out of your head. I think things are going to start to improve. But there are some issues that need to be resolved first. So you're in the process of change. You're in the process of working through a past issue to create greater harmony. But the way that's going to happen is through the Temperance card. The Temperance card is about finding the middle ground, not going to extremes, learning how to compromise, learning how to meet in the middle. Because there are two people who are very different from each other, very compatible but very different. And you have to kind of see things from the other person's perspective. So you have to see things from your partner's side. Your partner has to see things from your side. And somehow you have to meet in the middle. And, Scorpio is a fixed sign. If you're dealing with another fixed sign or someone who is rigid, where you're both like, I want things my way, you have to kind of drop that a little bit and be willing to compromise. And if you can do that, you can create harmony. You have the Three of Wands here, which is a card of you've planted some seeds, you've done the work, and now you're waiting to see the results. And with the Three of Wands, it's in your negative thinking. A part of you doubts that that improvement is possible. Even though someone is telling you they want to work towards greater harmony, you're having some doubts that you'll ever see the results of that. You're kind of wondering if that's ever going to happen. But the Three of Wands does show that whatever effort you've put into something is going to start to show, to bear fruit. So you are going to see the results of your hard work. So if you've been working on a relationship, you're going to see some improvement. One of the issues, you have this Strength card here. You could be even dealing with, you could deal with a fire sign, but you could also be dealing with Leo energy, with this lion on the card here. You could be dealing with someone who has anger issues and has to learn how to control. This is a card of controlling the beast within. Not to be so reactive. You might be dealing with someone who reacts in almost a childish way or over-the-top way because they don't know how to get their needs met in a calm way. They get upset, they feel like they have to make a big scene to get their needs met. They have to make a big angry statement. So this person is learning how to control that. They may be working on anger issues. Sometimes when the Strength card comes up, I say that counseling would help. So if this person is going for counseling, learning how to control their anger, learning how not to overreact to things, learning how not to go to extremes of emotion, you have potential. You have the High Priestess here, so there are things going on behind the scenes, like you're using your intuition. The High Priestess is not necessarily a negative thing. What it represents is more like taking time out to meditate and listen to your inner voice. So if you're having doubts about a relationship or you're confused about what direction to go in, you need to not stop listening to everybody's advice and listen to your heart. And take time out to stay by yourself, quiet your mind, meditate, and listen to the little voice in your head, your intuition, your divine guidance. You may not be able to solve this problem in a typical way. You might have to listen to your inner guidance and follow what that says. Usually the High Priestess means things are happening behind the scenes, but it's not necessarily a negative thing. It can mean a positive outcome, but there's more work to be done at the psychological level, at the hidden level, so the unconscious. I feel like there's that counseling, working on things that are more psychological or unconscious, our unconscious programming. I think that's what could help this relationship. You have the Two of Pentacles here. This is a card of juggling. So you might be busy with work, you might be juggling the relationship, trying to find work-life balance. That's another card, another meaning that the Temperance card means. Finding balance between, different areas of your life. With the Two of Pentacles, you feel like you've got a lot of things going on, a lot of plates spinning in the air, and you can't keep that up forever. At some point, and some of you might even be juggling two people, you may have to decide, I have to let something go. I can't keep doing this. I can't keep working at this pace. So you can't, like if you have two jobs, one of them has to go. If you're dating two people, one of them has to go. It's just taking too much energy. And you can't really devote your energy. Scorpio is not really is really a one-on-one person. You're not really the type to date for a long period of time, multiple people. If you're dating more than one person, eventually you're going to choose one and let the other one go because you like one-on-one. You don't like one-to-many, So this could just be busy work, that you're just busy juggling life, work life, your work, your romance, trying to keep it all together. But at some point, you may find that you're just doing too much and you have to kind of cut things out. Give yourself some time to rest and recharge. I think that you can make positive change with this relationship. And I also feel, because the Six of Cups is not just someone from the past coming back. It could also be a past life connection. So you may have a strong connection with someone where you have some karma to work out in this life. You have some past issues. Maybe they weren't resolved in a past life, and now you're meeting again to resolve them. I think that you can, if you're willing to compromise and see things from another person's perspective, and that's on both sides, not just you. They have to do the same. I think that things will change for the better. And especially if the person is willing to work out their anger issues. I think you can help this person heal. The relationship can help this person heal. I think this person has a lot of powerful emotions, and sometimes they get overwhelmed by them, and they strike out at the people that are closest to them, but they don't really mean to hurt them. It's just that you're happy to be there, when they're having this eruption. So they have to learn how to control themselves. And if they can do that, I think you have potential. And I think you're going to see some results in about 2 months. Especially if there's some type of counseling going on. I think you'll see the results in about 2 months. And then you'll know what to do. So don't think you have to rush into a decision right now. Just take it one day at a time. So, especially because these eclipses are coming and that could change things. And so wait for the eclipses to be over. The last one will be in November for now. We'll have the October eclipse and then the November eclipse. And then you can make a decision based on whatever's happening then. Okay, so let's see what the angels have to say for Scorpio. eternity. Gently move your awareness from the external world to a world of light within your heart. Allow each breath to heal you as you drift to a place beyond time. Eternity rests within you, forever sparkling like a diamond. You are, in essence, a shining star, forever transforming to ever greater light. So that reinforces the High Priestess. You have to tap into your spirituality. Take time out. Quiet your mind. Don't, listen to your heart. Listen to that inner voice. It will lead you to the right decision. So let's see what the astrology says. So you have a full moon in your 6th house, and it's conjunct Chiron, and it's opposing the sun and Venus in your 12th house. So something is coming to the surface. The 6th and 12th houses are psychological houses. Well, the 6th is health and work, your day-to-day work environment, and the 12th house is psychological, the unconscious, whatever's hidden. So if there's something hidden in a work issue, it's going to come to the surface. It's going to be revealed. With Chiron there, you may have some healing to do around the work that you do and the service that you provide. You may feel emotional at this full moon. The sun and Venus are in the 12th house, so there could be, you have hidden feelings for someone, and maybe at this time you want to talk about them, reveal them. Venus is trining Saturn in your 4th house, so this is a good time to, if you establish a relationship, you could set up a home with someone. You might be thinking about buying a home or moving into someone's home or creating some more stability around home and family. And if you reveal your love for someone, it may take the relationship in a new direction, a more stable direction. You have Uranus going through your 7th house, so that's been disrupting your relationships, both career and personal. Maybe you feel like you need to break free from something. Maybe you've been following someone else, like your family's expectations. Because Saturn in the 4th house, it's like you're being programmed by your family. Like, I'm doing what's expected of me. I'm doing what my family wants me to do. But it may not be what you need or what you want. So you may need to break free from childhood programming and to live life in a different way than you think is expected of you. And that might mean having more freedom in a relationship. Maybe not getting committed, get married. Maybe you don't need to be married. If your family's saying, oh, you need to get married and have kids, maybe that's not what you want. Especially with Uranus going through the 7th. You may feel like relationships, you want to be free. You want to be in a relationship, but you don't want to be tied down. So if someone's trying to push you for commitment, you may be kind of like, I don't know if this is what I want. So don't feel pushed or rushed into a commitment. Create the relationship that you need. If you need more freedom, if you need more of a less restrictive relationship, more where maybe you're not even married or you have separate homes, or you could make it anything you want, because Uranus is something like out of the box, freedom, not following tradition. And that may put you at odds with your family, because your family's like, no, you can't do that. You have to, you can't live with someone. You have to get married. But you may have different ideas. May have different needs. Mercury's going through your 11th house. It's trining Pluto in the 3rd. So this is a good time for communication, having intense conversations especially with family, because you have Pluto in the 3rd. That's like siblings. There may be some power struggles around family issues, like with your sisters, your brothers, your aunts, uncles, and you may have to speak up and tell them, have that conversation. Mars is in your 8th house in Gemini. It's squaring Neptune in the 5th, so there may be some confusion with a new romance. Like, you're not sure if you can trust this person, or you're not sure. I mean, is this my soulmate? Am I seeing this person clearly? With Mars going through the eighth house really relates to other people's money, not the money that you make with your salary, but it also relates to confronting your shadow. So what is it that's holding you back from connecting with someone on an intimate level? With Mars in Gemini, you've been maybe doing a lot of thinking about those issues. And Mars going retrograde, and it's going to be in Gemini for a long time, for 7 months. Usually it goes through a sign, within 6 weeks. This time, because of the retrograde period, it's going to be in Gemini for a while. And it's going to be in your 8th house. So it's going to bring up those 8th house issues. You're going to be rethinking, how do I feel about, money, resources? How do I feel about getting help from someone else? Am I willing to receive? Because it means a partner's money. So someone may help you out financially. And you have to, how do I feel about that? Does that tie me to this person? Does that make me feel obligated to this person? It could also be having a fear of depending on someone else, of connecting with someone at the soul level and then needing them too much. It could have, the 8th house is also about inheritance, insurance payouts, paying taxes, paying your debts. Maybe you're concerned about debt and you're trying to get a grip on it. Mars is going to activate that area for a while. So in a way, it's good because it's going to help you to deal with those issues and maybe possibly eventually resolve them. But sometimes when Mars is in the 8th house, you may have some unexpected expenses and you may have to go and get a loan to pay them. So you're going to be careful with your money, or pay attention to your money. Because it also, the 8th house is also investments. So there could be some fluctuations in your investments. Like if you've got a savings account or an investment account, IRA or a pension or something, there could be some fluctuations there. And you may have to pay more attention to it. So then we have Mercury goes into Libra, and Venus moves into your sign. Now, when Venus crosses your ascendant and moves into your sign, it can attract love. And then Saturn goes direct. And you've got Saturn in your 4th house. So if there have been things that have been held up around a home issue or a family issue, if you've wanted to purchase a house or fix up your house or do something around the home, or having to take care of a parent or a family member, things are going to start to move. So if something was blocked, it's going to be unblocked. The solar eclipse is in your 1st house, so it's affecting your relationships. Sometimes the eclipse can eclipse a male figure from your life. It can mean an ending and a new beginning. Venus is there, so there could be a new relationship that comes suddenly. All of a sudden you're in this new relationship, or you want to take the relationship to a new level. The only issue is that this moon is squaring Pluto in the 3rd, so there could be some power struggles with family members. The 3rd house is communication, your thought processes, your aunts, your uncles, your local environment. I feel like if you're wanting to connect with someone, there could be some arguments with your families or with people around you. Maybe they don't agree with your choices, or they don't think this person is right for you, or you don't think, you're not on the same page. And there could be some power struggles. So you want to just be careful. Don't be manipulated. Mars is trining Mercury, so it's really a good time with Mars in the 8th, trining Mercury in the 12th, to deal with psychological issues, to deal with the shadow, to deal with areas where you need to transform or change on a deep level. And it's possible that this relationship, this new beginning in a relationship, transforms you on a deep level, where you're not the same person you were before. But it's good when you have Mercury in the 12th, you may not want to speak up about what you're feeling or what you're thinking. So it's a good time to go, maybe to talk to someone. If you don't want to talk to the person, I mean, it would be best to talk to the person, but talk to a counselor to help you, release some of the energy around your psychological, whatever you're thinking and you're keeping to yourself. If you're not talking and dealing with it, it may cause tension. So it would be a good time for some kind of psychological insight to confront, whatever is hidden. There may be some blind spots that you're not seeing, and someone else can help you see that. Now, Jupiter at this point is in Aries. It's moving into the 6th house. I didn't put Jupiter down there. Well, I think Jupiter in the 6th can bring abundance in your work environment. It can also bring a lot of work. Don't take on more than you can handle. You have to know what your limits are. So you may be taking on too many projects or agreeing like, yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I can do that. You want to do everything. And at some point you may realize I've taken on too much. I can't do it. So you need to speak up. If you have too much of a heavy workload, don't promise something you can't deliver. Speak up so that you can, otherwise you're not going to do your job properly because you're going to be too scattered. So you want to speak up. Also, you want to, Jupiter brings issues around health to the surface. So don't overeat and, take care of your health. You may want to start a new health regimen. Jupiter usually has to do with excess. So if you're doing anything to excess, you might have to cut back on some of the foods you're eating. Watch your diet. But basically, I feel like this Uranus-Saturn thing, Uranus and Saturn are coming together the last time this year. They've been kind of dancing together over the past year, maybe a year and a half. And the issues are you need freedom from something that's become a burden. You need to be free from something that you feel is too restrictive. And you're doing this through your partnerships. You're rebelling. It's like a rebellion. So Saturn in the 4th, I feel like you're rebelling against some kind of family obligation or programming through relationship. Like, I'm just going to do this. I want to be free. I want to be with someone that's different. I don't want to toe the line anymore. I don't want to follow the rules. I want to be my own person. I want to be free to express myself. So if anyone has been trying to lock you down or control you, you're going to rebel against that. And this is the last time that these two planets are going to have that square. And then eventually Saturn is going to move away from Uranus and there won't be that energy, that tension. Saturn will move into Pisces and that tension will go away. But you need to break free of something. And it could be, and it's happening through partnerships. Through not only marriage partnerships or serious partnerships, but also business relationships. It could be that, you've always worked in a structured environment and now you want more freedom. You may want to work for yourself. You may want to work for a job that gives you freedom. You can work from home, or you could work remotely, or you could do whatever, set your own schedule. You're tired of that routine. You're tired of being controlled, like in a controlled environment. So you may feel like breaking free when Uranus is going through your 7th house. You definitely need more freedom. You need to renegotiate certain contracts. But this new moon solar eclipse is going to be very powerful for you because it's in your sign and in your 1st house. So you're changing at deep levels. You have an opportunity to break free and to really change how you are being seen in the world. And it could come through love, a new relationship that gives you a new beginning, where you see yourself in a different way because of this relationship. And you may make some sudden changes that fit your life better, where you feel like, you want to live your best life. So now that Mars is going retrograde, and it is in your second house of money. No, what am I saying? It's in your 8th house. I'm sorry. Let me see. Yeah, your 8th house. You're going to be doing a lot of changing. It's going to, Mars, you're going to be transforming. The 8th house is the house of transformation, where you confront your dark side, your shadows, and you transform them. Anything that's been holding you back. So you're going to have a lot of time to really rethink what you really need in a relationship, rethink how you approach money, rethink how you approach intimacy, who is really there for you, because the 8th house is the house of resources that you get from other people. And it's not a time to take action as much as it is a time, because Mars is retrograding. You may feel like you don't have the energy to follow through on certain things. So take your time. Don't rush into anything. Really give it a lot of thought. The 8th house is also about investments. You may be rethinking your investments. If you're going to take action, get all your ducks in a row and then act in the spring. When Mars goes direct and it's out of shadow, that's when you want to take action. You don't want to launch anything new now. Now's the time to just rest and plan. But this new moon, you can plant the seed. You can say, okay, the new moon eclipse may show you where you need to change, what you need to change, and you can start planning the changes, but then implement them in the spring. So that's what I'm seeing for Scorpio. I think you can be successful, but don't rush. But also, you're going through some major changes, and you can have a new beginning. And I feel, especially with Venus there could be a new beginning in a relationship. And that can really transform your life in a positive way. So that's my forecast for October. If you're celebrating a birthday in October, happy birthday. If you like this reading, click on the like button, click on the subscribe button, leave a comment, let me know what's going on in your life. This is a general reading, so it may not apply to everyone. If you want a private reading, click on the link in my description box. It'll take you to my website, and we can get you on the schedule. In the meantime, thank you for supporting this channel with your likes, your comments, your subscribes. I really appreciate your support. And I wish the best for you, Scorpio. Have a wonderful October. A happy Halloween. And I'll talk to you next month. Okay, bye now.